it is time for an update, and this video is probably going to get kind of long because I have a lot of things that I want to say. In particular to you, Craig, we need to have a discussion. I feel like you're trying to do some sneaky stuff, and I don't like it. All right, first, weigh in. I weighed in this morning at 242.2, which is a new record low for me since I got super fat. Not regular fat. I still got a ways to go to get back to regular fat, but this is the lowest I've been since I got super fat. And for reference, my highest weight was 292 pounds, and when I actually started like kind of tracking and stuff, I was 282, which was January 1st of 2016. But when I started thinking about doing this challenge, it was June 19th. I weighed in at 277 pounds. When I officially said, okay, I'm doing this, I'm committing, I was 271.4 about a week later. So, you know, I've lost quite a bit, but a lot to go, Okay, so I'm going to talk about some lifting, some RA, all that kind of stuff. But I want to start with this. We're going to have a heart-to-heart, Craig. I watched your video again. Okay, I watched it because I was thinking, well, man, maybe I am crazy. But at no point were we getting into this crazy stuff. But all of a sudden, since then, we've had discussion about taking pictures in singlets. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see me in a singlet. I don't want to see anybody else in a singlet, okay? Wrestling, I mean, that was in high school. It's not now, okay? Then we're talking about shaving, okay? The beard's not going to go. It's not going to go. Now, I think you meant your body, but I don't think that's going to happen for me either. And then we're going to tan? Like we're going to do the rub-on tan thing? Pose without shirts on. Okay, that's pretty scary. Nobody wants to see that for me. You know, some of you other guys maybe, but that's a little bit too much. But none of that was in the original challenge. What is going on? Next thing you know, we're going to have to be getting the, I don't even know what you call it, banana hammocks? The little, like, briefs? That's not happening. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now because I already bought my superhero costume and I'm not going to tell you guys what it is until the day of so you guys can see whether or not I managed to look remotely like that person. But the rest of it, this is the best I can give you. I will do my best to work up the courage to take pictures and post them on the interwebs without a shirt on because, as I've mentioned a couple times to people, and I think they have a little bit more faith in me than they should, I started this challenge at the morbidly obese mark, okay? I just entered obese. I'm not even to normal yet. So it's not going to be pretty. Like at the end of this challenge, I probably won't even look as good as Craig did in the beginning of the challenge, okay? That needs to be said. But maybe I'll just like, you know, put a video and say no one watched this. Put it out there. I mean, that's kind of, but I did say I would give a physique update. It's going to be like a sneak peek. That'll be at the end of the video. I strongly encourage you not to watch that part of the video, and I will put in another warning when we get to that point because I have a couple other things I want to talk about. Now into the training. So 2 weeks ago now, so not the most recent Thursday, but the Thursday before that, I had an RA flare-up startup. Now this is the first one that I've had in about 2 months. And it started in the shoulder. I went out to eat with a couple of friends from my previous job. And it was building. Like it wasn't super bad. It was just kind of like, okay, don't move my shoulder a whole lot. Friday, I woke up at like 4 a.m., excruciating pain. The closest thing I can describe it as is the day after shoulder surgery when the nerve blocker wore off and the pain pills weren't working. That's what it felt like. Like I could not move my shoulder at all. I was just in tremendous pain. I ended up like Brooke had to put my shirt on. She had to move my arm. I couldn't do anything with it. I went into work, and I ended up having to leave a little bit early because of how much pain I was in. And I had discussed this with my brother who has RA, and he said to try a heating pad. So I went home, and I put a heating pad on. Now, what was really neat, I found out that the Beast in the Middle East, which was put on by World's Ultimate Strongman, which is a new thing in Dubai, was doing a live stream. I didn't even know that was going to happen. So I got that on my TV while I'm just sitting there in agony, and I got to watch all these guys compete. It was awesome. Like, I finally feel like I understand where Kevin's coming from, like with his football and stuff. Generally, I don't get too excited about stuff. Like, I don't really talk at movie screens and stuff. But for this, I was like, yeah, come on, lift it. Just yelling at the TV. Yeah, but yeah, I tried. I had like 6 ibuprofen at once, a prescription grade anti-inflammatory. I didn't touch it. And I called in to the rheumatologist and said, hey, is there like something you can give me for the pain just temporarily till it subsides? They didn't call me back. So Saturday, about middle of the day, the flare-up ended. I was feeling pretty good. Well, then that evening, this started swelling up. So not the wrist, like on the back of the hand where all the little tiny bones are, it started to swell up. It looked like I had smashed it on something. And I was like, man, I don't remember doing that, but it's kind of a mild pain. Sunday, it started getting pretty bad. So I could open my hand to about here, and if I pushed any further than that, it was excruciatingly painful, and I could close it. Monday morning, however, when I woke up super early again, and I had pain right here. It felt like somebody was driving a nail in. Now, that's not a joint, so I don't know why that would be hurting. And I put an ice pack on it, tried to sleep. I was like in and out of consciousness with the pain and the cold. But what had happened, this got so bad and swollen, all of the tendons going from the hand into the forearm were restricted. They were swollen, they were super agitated, and my whole forearm was bad. And this is my hand. Okay, so I couldn't open it, couldn't do anything with it all Monday. I went to work and I'm like, one finger typing. That was a super productive day. And the doctor finally gave me something. I don't remember. I should have brought it up here with me. It's like a 1-week dosage of a immunosuppressant thing. Like you take like 6 pills the first day, and then every day you take one less. And yeah, it's supposed to suppress your immune system, which is a great time for it because, of course, everybody's trying to get sick this week. And I felt a little bit under the weather yesterday, but I think it might just be a cold. I don't know. But anyways, flare-up was gone. Monday, the end of the day, I could start to open my hand. Tuesday, I could do about like this. So there was no way I was going to be able to hold on to a barbell, but I decided Tuesday to try and do some squats. And Glenn came over and we did some squatting. And I actually worked up to 455 on the safety squat bar for a single, and it was a very ugly single. But the good news about that is the diet hasn't affected my squat too much. Now it's kind of changed my leverages a bit. My belly's significantly smaller, so in the bottom I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring where I should stop, because it used to be when the belly touches the thighs, that's where you come back up, and that was about this far past depth. Now I'm going about that far past depth, which is not great. So I want to get that under control. But as the body changes, you have new leverages. This is how it goes. But I did 425 for a double, which was pretty good. And I think the most I've ever done that for is 3, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't really keep track of those types of PRs. I only really keep track of my 1 rep max PRs. So I was excited to do that. Wednesday, of course, was Halloween, and we had a great time this week as the family. I heard a couple of you guys talking about Harry Potter, and I was like, you know what? I should get the kids to watch that again. And at first, they were like, nah. And we watched it many years ago. They were a lot younger. And they got super into it. My son really enjoyed the Harry Potter movies. So we kind of watched one movie every night all week long, and that was pretty cool. And then Thursday, I finally was able to press again. So this was almost 2 weeks without being able to press. And we had continued what we were doing with the log, which was every week we're adding 5 pounds, just doing 5 to 6 sets of triples, and did 205. And actually went pretty well. I did 4 sets of triples, but on the last one, I felt my back starting to cramp up a little bit, and my quads were fried. At the end of Tuesday, we did mass reps on the leg extension with like 20 seconds rest, and we were doing 20 rep sets, and my quads were done. So I was mostly arms, and I was leaning back, and I think that was putting a lot of pressure in the core. So when I went to do the fifth set, I did one, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it today. Yeah, whatever. I'm just do it later, and yeah, that's kind of how the workout went. So now to get into the physique update. Anybody that does not want to see this terribleness, turn the video off now. You will thank me later. For those of you who want to suffer through this, I have a couple of disclaimers. Number one, I don't know how to pose. Number two, I don't know how to flex. Number three, I gotta come up with some excuses here. Oh, so I don't know how to do lighting, and you're gonna see I'm gonna do a back pose and the quads, because I said something about my legs. I shouldn't have said it, because of course the first thing that I was seeing the fat loss on was my legs, so I thought that was gonna come in pretty good. It's all stopped, so I'm not getting any more definition. But on the back pose, you know, my shoulders frozen this way, right? So this one can go back. That's as far as I can go, okay? So when you're trying to do, you know, a back pose, really, I think you want to pull back to get your trap to fire. I can't do it on that. So here are the two poses. And that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I'm sorry that you had to see that. Go live something heavy.